Jazz.
What's good? You are through to another episode of the Pinstripe Chronicles with your host, Donald. And I got my co-host, Chris. What's going on, Chris? The one that coined that legendary phrase that the Yankees are a corporation with cleats. It's a pleasure to have you on with me. We're going to talk some Jazz Chisholm, and we're going to talk some Yankees, and we are upset. I certainly am upset. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. And Jazz Chisholm should be embarrassed. He's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
What he did, what he said afterwards is beyond belief. So I'm just going to get that quote up, and we are going to look at this quote because we have to study this because it belongs on the Louvre. You know what I mean? It belongs in the Louvre. Jazz Chisholm Jr. explaining the final play. I was really going to go try to tag the runner and just throw it to first. I don't know what the rule is. If I went to first base first and threw it back to second, if it's still an out, is it still a double play? I don't know. Does it not count as an RBI?
He's too much. And then I saw where Boone said, "Oh, he knows the rule. I'll talk to him. He's not confused."
That's a fucking disgrace. And then Trent Grisham had to help him. You know, your $140 hitter had to tell him that it does count. They'll get there before the tag occurs at second. He knows the rule. Jazz doesn't. Jazz is like, oh, well, what I was trying to do in my mind probably wouldn't have worked anyway. What? Oh, what was in my mind, man. It's like who cares? And that is Jazz Chisholm summed up. That's him summed up perfectly. That sums him up. He doesn't have a clue, and he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. Does that attitude say to you that he cares? Does that attitude say to you that he has any idea what is going on around him?
Well, it certainly is not an attitude that says I'm a Yankee. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he sums up perfectly what is wrong with the Yankees. He sums up everything that is wrong with the Yankees right now because the Yankees of old would have put up with him for about 8.5 seconds, and then he would have been traded or DFA'd.
Right.
It's as simple as that. Do you think George Steinbrenner would have come across that quote and been like, yeah, I'm quite happy with him to be starting as my second baseman representing the Yankees tomorrow? Would he? Hell. Whether Aaron Boone liked it or not, or Cashman liked it or not, he would have been traded in a hot minute for a bag of baseballs.
Yeah.
That quote is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment not just to like the Yankees. It's an embarrassment to baseball in general. Your all-star, well, quote-unquote all-star second baseman of last year doesn't know the rules of the game, doesn't know the rules of how an RBI gets called, or he doesn't know the double play rule. He just said it. He said it. Came out of his freaking mouth. I don't know what the rule is. He just said it in the locker room while fiddling about with his earring, because at the end of the day, Jazz is all about Jazz.
Oh, yeah.
He's not about the Yankees. He doesn't care about the Yankees. He doesn't care about what it takes to win. He doesn't care about the mentality and the work that it takes to play every day, 162 games, be ready for October, cook in October. He's not ready for that. Heck, he's not done anything in April, and he's already like, oh, it's cold. That's why I can't hit. It's because it's cold. It's too cold for me. How is Aaron Boone allowing this to happen? He's an embarrassment. And there's a reason why this historic organization that we all love, the Yankees, don't have names at the back of their jerseys. Because it's not about him. It's not about the individual. It's about a bigger cause. It's about the Yankees. It's not about the name in the back of your jersey. It's on the front of your jersey. That's what it's about. And he doesn't get it because he's all about him. He's all about what the game owes him. He's all about, I'm going to get 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. He's all about calling his own shot. He's all about what contract he's going to get. He's all about his OnlyFans, his OnlyFans wife. He's all about his Gucci handbags and designer gear and his swag. He's all about all of that stuff, and he's not about baseball. That's the problem with Jazz Chisholm. And you can get all the excuses in the world, but at the end of the day, he's all about him. That's why Miami couldn't wait to get rid of him.
Yeah.
That's why his teammates hated him in Miami. They couldn't wait to get rid of him. They hated him. And we were all wondering, well, why? Because he seems like a really nice dude, right? And he's such a talented player. Why were Miami so desperate to get rid of him? This is the reason. Because he doesn't take his job seriously. How dare he, at the start of this season, before he's even played a game, go, I'm going to get 50-50, I'm going to have 400 mil, and I'm going to marry my OnlyFans wife, and I'm going to design all this handbags, and I'm going to be a hip-hop star, I'm going to be a rapper. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Play the game. Play the game.
Yeah.
If you play the game the right way, baseball will reward you.
Yes.
That is something that will always resonate. And it doesn't matter what era we're talking about. I know that I'm old. We're probably kind of old, right? But at the end of the day, no, Chris is younger than me, probably. Anyway.
Not by a long shot.
But the truth is, it doesn't matter what era you're in. You could be in the 90s, you could be the 80s, you could be the 70s, you could be in the 2020s. It doesn't matter. If you play the game hard and you play the game the right way, the game will reward you, right? Whether it be through championships or whether it be through individual awards, if not both.
Right.
But he doesn't do that because it's not resonated with him. Because at the end of the day, it's just about him. He just swags up when he wants, swings and misses, says, oh, it's cool, and then walks away and expects to get highly paid and highly compensated for it. And that's the problem with the modern athlete. The modern athlete doesn't care about the fundamentals of the game. They don't care. They're just like, I'm talented. I can do what I want when I want. He personifies that. He's a personification of, I'm just so talented and I'm just so cool and I've got all this stuff going on behind the scenes. That's my focus. I'm going to play this game for as long as they financially reward me for it. That is the problem with the modern athlete, because the prior athlete, the athletes that we loved, the athletes like Jeter, the athletes like Paul O'Neill, and the team of the Yankees in the 90s and the early thousands, heck, the team in the 80s and the 70s, it doesn't matter what year you're in. Fundamentals were ingrained on you. We used to have second basemen that knew fundamentals inside out. Willie Randolph, for Christ's sake. We had second basemen that knew what the game was all about. Now we have a second baseman that doesn't give a fuck. Oh, is that the rule? Oh, does that count as an RBI? Why do you care if it counts as an RBI or not? We lost the game because of you freaking idiot. And I am sick of it. I'm sick to death of him. I'm sick to death of Jazz Chisholm. If it was up to me, I'd have him out on a reel tomorrow. And he just sums up everything that is wrong. Everything that is wrong with baseball. Everything is wrong with the Yankees, and everything is wrong with the modern athlete, and everything is wrong with Brian Cashman. Because Brian Cashman and his arrogance has to have this dirtbag at second base that doesn't know the rules of the game, and he's going to blame the fans because we're pissed at it? Fuck you, Brian. How about be better at your job? Instead of blaming the Yankee fans for being upset, how about do your job better? How about have a better second baseman in there that knows the rules of the game? How about have a manager that doesn't defend this nonsense every single day? And we're going to get into Aaron Boone in a minute. I'm sick to death of this team. I'm sick to death of Jazz Chisholm. I'm sick to death of Brian Cashman. Sick to death of Hal Steinbrenner. I'm sick to death of Aaron Boone. I'm sick to death of the fans that defend this bullshit. Sick to death of all of it. Be better. Chris.
Yankee fans deserve better than deja vu and pinstripes. They deserve better than this run it back, which is part of what's creating the monster that is Jazz, because if it was okay, it's okay. I mean, we're okay, right? Everybody's okay. I'm okay. You're okay. If the run it back strategy works, that's great. And if it doesn't, you simply didn't do your job. And I agree with you 100%. It's that simple. It's time for changes. Are we going to get changes? No, because what we've got in right now is more, it's not baseball. It's more like institutionalized boredom. We're getting, not just day after day, but we're getting a decade now of the same. That's pretty much what I see of a team that is not satisfied with mediocrity. That isn't the case, but satisfied to be competitive, satisfied to make it. We're just happy to be here. It's not good enough. Winning is everything. That's it. Winning is everything. Winning cures everything. Let's start winning. So, yeah, that's sort of off the top of my head. And some of what I've been reading this morning around social media and etc. Fans are they are tired of just what Donald was Donald ended on the note there. Tired of the same. This team needs new ideas. It needs new strategies. They try to play small ball. Do they know the rules? I don't know.
Clearly they don't.
I mean, come on.
It wasn't just Jazz.
It wasn't just Jazz.
The Tampa Bay Rays exposed that the Yankees have no idea about the fundamentals of the game.
Yeah, they kept cashing in on all the small moments that every slip of the foot or every mistake, they've cashed in. They move the runners along, they score runs.
They scored multiple runs on sacrifice squeezes. Right? We couldn't handle a bunt. But and for some reason, it was pretty obvious after game one of the series that the Rays were going to do everything they possibly can to use the fundamentals of the game to their advantage because they know the Yankees can't play any to score runs.
Right.
Because they don't have power. They don't really have much power. So they're going to use what they have, their tools, to their advantage. Thus, they're going to use speed. They're going to use their base stealing. They're going to use their base running. And they use their fundamentals of the game, such as laying down bunts, moving the runners over, doing the fundamentals, whatever they can to score runs. That's what they did. And then expose the Yankees.
Yeah.
After game one, if I was the manager, I'd be like, right, well, it's quite clear that they want to bunt. They want to do sacrifice squeezes. So what we're going to do, sorry, Yankee guys, you're going to have to come to the park early tomorrow. And we're going to do some drills. We're going to do some bunt drills, and we're going to make sure that we're covering the right bag, and we know which bag we need to be covering. We know which base to throw to and what situation. That's what I'm going to do if I'm the manager, right? That's what Joe Girardi did. That's what Rob Thompson, as Joe Girardi's assistant, used to do. But no, we can't have that under Brian Cashman. No, we can't have that. All we can have under Brian Cashman is egos being massaged, Oh, poor Jazz. No, it's okay, baby. Don't worry about it. That's what it's all about with the modern Yankees. It's an embarrassment. It's an affront to me as a fan that my team doesn't know the fundamentals of the game. They can't field a bunt. They had 3 games to do it, and they were still making stupid mistakes. They didn't know how to field it. They always looked surprised. They always looked surprised. They were like, what? Another bunt? They've only been doing it for the last 72 hours. What? Another bunt? Oh, geez. What am I supposed to do here? Aaron, help me. Aaron can't help you because Aaron doesn't know the rules of the game himself.
Well, 100% when the game when it's a game of managing, that's not where Boone shines. He shines a lot more. I mean, I think, and I'm echoing, if you guys follow Robert Casey in Bleeding Blue, he just shreds Boone in article after article after article. But, he's so inarticulate. He's, the worst thing that can happen in a game is that he has to actually manage. When we get behind and you have to play the small ball, take advantage. I mean, he made how many missteps just in choosing a pinch hitter? So,
right. I mean, Nez is right, but it's also disgusting.
Right.
It's all about creating a safe place in which the players can be themselves and not be judged. Not be judged? What are we doing here? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah,
this is a professional sport. It's a competitive environment. It's a dog-eat-dog world. That's it. I'm sorry. That's why some guys have freaking hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, and some people only have a couple of 100,000 in the bank. Depends, because it depends on your talent. It depends on how hard you work. It depends on what you achieve in this game. It's a dog-eat-dog world. If you're not doing the job, someone else will come and take your job off you. Like I hope Dominguez takes Grisham's job off him very, very soon. I mean, but that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. A safe environment so they're not judged. Come on. It's not a charity.
No.
It's not a charity. We're not in a psychologist's office. I'm not judging them. I don't care about what they do behind the scenes. I don't care what they do off the baseball field. I care what they do on the baseball field. And that's what it should always be about. And that's where baseball's gone wrong. They have thrown out all the old school managers that knew the game, knew how to manage the game, knew how to get achievement. They threw them out in order to have guys like Aaron Boone to massage people's egos. Oh, don't worry, baby, it'll be okay. Here's some ice cream. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
I mean, I know that people laugh at me because I love Joe Madden, but I mean, Madden's out there screaming for a job, and he knows that any analytics inside and out, but he's not that kind of manager. He's more of an old school. Well, actually, I think he's a blend that works pretty well with modern teams. But anyway, he's not going to get a job at the Yankees, but I hope he gets a job. But you're absolutely right, Donald. I mean, they've just run out all the people who, with knowledge of, and also people who understand the legacy of it. And that's another thing about Jazz and the play of the Yankees these days, is there's a legacy that is being carried forward with the Yankees, that the pressure of that, at least you'd think would make you would think it would make, if nothing else, the Yankee media machine a little smarter in controlling Jazz. I mean, don't they train these guys how to use their mouth? I mean, does he not know better than to go off like this? I mean, I think it's unfortunate for Jazz on the one hand. On the other hand, the rest of the team is so almost personality-less. Mm-hmm. And I got to give Jazz a little credit for having at least some some jazz. He's got some personality. And when he plays, and last year, there were times when he was a pleasure to watch. And, but this is not that jazz. He is not fun right now, but he can be a fun player. But he does need to be reined in. Maybe he needs to be managed. I don't know.
Well, yes. See, here the thing is, a good manager sets guidelines, right?
Right.
So this is what you do with a kind of person like Jazz. You're like, be you all you want, man. Be you all you want. But when you are playing the game and when you put on this Yankee hat and you put on this Yankee jersey, it's business.
Yeah.
After the game is done, be who you want to be. But between inning 1 and inning 9, it's business. I want you focused on the game. Right? And I don't think Aaron Boone has that sunk into him, because I think the Yankees have overcorrected it because they're so desperate to not look like they're stopping Jazz from being Jazz, that they've almost just allowed him to just do whatever the hell he wants, and that is a problem.
And that is a big problem. That
guidelines. They need to be like a strict. This is what you do. This is the extent of it. And within these guidelines, do the hell whatever the hell you want to do within these guidelines. That's how you do it. And if Jazz doesn't like it, you know where the door is, because at the end of the day, it's about number 28. It's not about Jazz. That's what the problem is.
That's what the problem is. And the alongside with that, the problem, is that Jazz is not. There's a legacy that the Yankees have of a certain kind of behavior, a certain kind of play, a certain way of carrying themselves. Like I said, I like the characters of the game myself, but I mean, within the lines, I don't want him to be. I'm not appreciating this version of Jazz, no. But certainly Aaron Boone is not the manager to rein somebody in. I think of back when, for example, a Madden story. Javi Baez came to him at the beginning of the season back in it might have been 2016. I think it was 2016. And he said, "What can I do to get better?" And Madden's answer to him was, "Try not to suck." Which I thought was brilliant. And it became a t-shirt, it became a mantra. And I think, Jazz could use a little of that sort of manager who can give it to you from the hip. Like, just try not to suck. Or in his case, try not to be ignorant. Try to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Play smart. Or at least don't let on how stupid you are.
And Brian Cashman would have had an aneurysm if he heard that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can't have any of his players' egos being possibly slightly dented.
Right.
No, we can't have that. That's why Jordy was let go. He was too hard on the players.
Right.
The players have it tough enough. Playing so many. Come on, Nez. Tell me you don't believe that. Tell me you don't believe that. Oh, they've had it tough enough. Oh, boom. Give me a freaking break, man. You're paid to play a kid's sport, right? It's a kid's game, right? And it's a game that's lasted over 100 years prior to this soft-ass era where people are afraid to play games and have their egos possibly dented in case they cry. Give me a freaking break. And by the way, what have the Yankees won since they let go of Joe Girardi? Huh? What have they won? What have they won, people? Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right. Okay, cool. Right. So tell me who did a better job. By the way, back to Aaron Boone, who's allowed all this shit to happen under his watch, by the way. All these bunts, nobody knew where they were supposed to be. Prior to Jazz blowing the game, there was a bunt, and 3 guys just went straight at it like it was like it was a pack of wolves going after a piece of meat. And they all just chased after the ball, and they were left. All these bags is completely empty. There was 3 guys there. Jazz completely abandoned second base. Completely abandoned it because nobody has any idea about the fundamentals of the game. They don't know what bag they're supposed to cover. They don't know anything. And it's absurd. But Aaron Boone is perfectly happy with it. So let's see what our wonderful manager, who's on top of everything, by the way. This is our fantastic manager who's lasted since 2018. This is what he has to say on Jazz not knowing the rules of the game. We'll talk. He's not confused. I think that's his default answer when he's got guys in front of him. I think he knows the rule. You think he knows the rule? He just told you he doesn't know the rule. You guys know what is going on in front of your goddamn faces in this locker room? Oh, I think he knows the rule. You think or you know that he knows the rule? Because he just told us, you gaslighting son of a bitch, that he doesn't know the rule. And that's on you, Booney. Honestly, this is your manager. This is your manager, people. This is your manager. This is your manager that gets paid handsomely to manage your Yankees. He doesn't know if the players around him know the rules of double plays. That's your manager. Good job, Brian. Great job, Brian Cashman. Fantastic, man. You've done a bang-up job, man. Bang-up job. Salute to Itzy, who's re-upped his membership for 3 months, is the captain checking Jazz. That's his job. Well, it should be Boone's job, to be honest, but Boone doesn't do his job. The only thing Boone does really, really well is he handles the media perfectly. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he has no idea what's going on around him in terms of...
That's a good question. That's a good, because can you imagine someone like Gardy putting up with Jazz in the locker room with that attitude? Or some of the other hard-ass Yankees that we can think of from former times? I mean, the veterans, where are the veterans to police this, to carry this? There aren't. I mean, Judge as a captain does not have that personality.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does have. I don't know if he's just everyone's best friend. I mean, it's none of my business how he captains the team, but that doesn't seem to be a role that he, like policing it doesn't seem to be something.
Right.
That is his role.
You're right.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think it was an embarrassment to the Yankees that Jazz was allowed to play yesterday. He should have been benched.
He should have been benched.
Accountability.
Yeah.
He blew you the game all through the game, by the way. It wasn't just that 9th inning where he failed to tag the runner and he failed to throw to first. It was throwing to first was completely pointless after you failed to tag the runner because the runner had already scored and that was a go-ahead run. You idiot. How do you not know what the rules of the game are? It's unbelievable. Anyway, the fact but also prior to that game, he was abandoning his spot at second base because he was running around like a headless chicken. He didn't know what was going on, right? He was constantly costing us at the plate. All these big at-bats, constantly costing us with this big, lazy-ass swing right through the zone, popping up all the frickin' time, blowing multiple opportunities with runners on, no accountability. Then afterwards, he's blatantly admitted he didn't know the rules of the game. And he went, well, I guess what was in my head wasn't going to work anyway. What are you, Dave Chappelle? What are you, Chris Rock? What are you, stand-up comedian all of a sudden? Are you? Is this a comedy act on Friday Night Live? Is this a skit? Oh, I guess what's in my head wasn't going to work out anyway. Give me a freaking break. This is absurd. He should have had his ass benched. Show some level of accountability, but you refuse to do it. He's like, imagine Posada dealing with Jazz. Holy mackerel.
Exactly. This just wouldn't happen. Just wouldn't happen.
Well, reading these stories about the locker rooms that Jorge Posada ran, he took no shit.
Yeah.
He would have sparked you out if you did that shit. You would have been sparked out. and nowadays, Aaron Boone's like, yay, we love Jazz. That's the difference, right? We won back then. We win shit all with this attitude. There is zero accountability across the board. Why do you think these guys act the way they do exactly? The Yankees have overcorrected from Joe Girardi. If they thought that Joe Girardi was such a hard ass, you could have found a happy medium of someone that like could still be pretty tough when required, but also have a happier environment in the locker room. It didn't have to be so extreme because we've gone so extreme from a hard ass in Joe Girardi to this abomination. Now, I don't know if Aaron Boone is completely at fault for this. I don't know, but he has to wear it. I think Brian Cashman has a lot to do with this. I think Brian Cashman wants this type of locker room that doesn't give a shit.
Well,
because
I mean, the type of talent that he's provided Boone with has certainly not been any help to Boone. Goldschmidt, for example, he's a lefty specialist. What do you expect Goldie to do? He's not Superman. Everybody wants, let's Goldie, he just him being on the team lessens the flexibility of the rest of the bench. He's a lefty specialist. Well, he's backing up first base. But just the type of talent that is on the bench or that's available to Boone. If he was Madden, he'd have trouble putting together a winning team with these guys. Not with the main guys. I don't mean that. I just mean with what he's got to work with as extras.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is funny. Posada would give Jazz a 2-piece with a side of coleslaw and a biscuit to go. It's great. I'm giving you a like for that. The truth is, if Posada was the catcher of the Yankees last year in the playoffs when Jazz was yawning right through the game, Posada was like, "Oh, are you tired? Bang! Now you're tired. Now you can sleep." That's what Posada would have done, right? Yeah. But now we've got this modern day where it's all okay. We can't say
it's like, here's a blanket and a bottle.
Yeah, exactly. No, honestly, it's disgraceful and it's an embarrassment. But he's only a part of it. Jazz is only a part of this. This goes so much deeper. So we've covered Jazz. He's an embarrassment. He should be gone. He won't be gone. His big ass mouth has cost him this season, and he gets exactly what he deserves. He deserves this. He deserves this. That's the truth. He deserves this. For all your big talk and for focusing on everything that's going on outside the game, you deserve to have 0 home runs. You deserve to have a 100 batting average. That's what you deserve.
Yeah.
Because don't mess with the baseball gods, baby. Because karma will come back so hard and bite you in the fucking ass. And that is what is happening to you. And you have to love it. You have to accept it and you have to marinate in it, baby. And I hope you do. I hope you suffer with it because it's disgraceful the way that you have come into camp this year, expecting all this, expecting everything to be given to you without earning it.
Yeah.
Fuck you for that. So you can go and marinate in your own bullshit, and I hope you are traded. But you won't be because nobody has any accountability here. No. And
that's for sure.
And but the one thing that will give me comfort is that there's no chance he's going to get 50-50. There's no chance he's going to get 40-40. No. There's no chance in hell now. And there's no chance in hell he's going to get anywhere near the contract that he thought he deserved that he was going to get. So, Jazz, marinate on that, baby. Now, on that note, outside of him, the whole team is a complete disaster class. So let's talk about this. Chris, let's talk a little bit about Randall Grichuk, who I think is like this year's Pablo Reyes. What is their obsession with Randall Grichuk? What is he doing here? What is he doing on this roster?
Well,
What
frankly,
is
isn't
Aaron
that the
Boone
same
trying?
question? That's the same question I asked when they got Kevin Youkilis. And I think it's the same answer
Yeah.
because he used to be a Yankee killer. So
Yep.
that must mean that he will come here and hit a lot of home runs and kill it on the other side. That's just Neanderthal thinking. I mean, really? I mean, that's what I think about Grisham. And if he does, come off the bench and do that, all right. But, was that the best option? Again, the way that resources were allocated in the off season are biting us in the ass now. And we knew they would because when the run it back came at us, run back a losing effort. What did you think would happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did we win a World Series last year? We did not. Therefore, in my opinion, it was a losing season. Now that doesn't mean that it was useless, that there weren't a lot of highlights, there weren't a lot of great things that happened, but winning is everything. That's why I'm a Yankee fan.
Right.
I'm a Yankee fan because winning, I like to watch winning. So yeah, that Grisham, no. That's my thought on Grisham.
He sums up again where Brian Cashman is so outdated in his thinking. Why do you think someone that was a good player a couple of years ago is suddenly going to be a good player now?
Right.
Things change. Things change. And he can't move off it because he's been doing it every single year for like the last 20 years. He keeps trying to bring back retreads that are cooked. Grisham is another one. And Ryan McMahon, he ate his entire contract for another player who is completely cooked. He might be in his prime years-wise, but in baseball terms, he is cooked. He is your grandmother's Thanksgiving turkey where she fell asleep, but you left it in the oven for 6 hours. That is Ryan McMahon.
Well, McMahon was and never was, frankly, practically, except for the Gold Glove.
He was an all-star like 3 years ago.
He had the Gold Glove, but as an offensive player, he's never been a hot offensive player. I don't think. I mean, he's a project, another project,
and it's all because they can't possibly have Dominguez on this roster.
No.
So they need to have Grisham. And Grisham gets all these at-bats. He's batting an over. He's donuts right across the board.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on base yet. Complete donuts right across the board.
Yeah.
And he's coming up in the biggest situations in the game. And Aaron Boone has no idea what to do with them. And the bench is awful. How did Brian Cashman think that this bench was possibly good enough to do anything with? Paul Goldschmidt is 40. JC Esquire is an Uber driver. We've got, what else have we got here? Rosario's good. He should be our starting third baseman.
Rosario.
And then you've got Grisham, who's cooked. He was good a couple of years ago. He's no longer good. That's what happens.
I'm sorry. Bregman was out there. You could have had Bregman at third base. Yeah, I hate him. Everyone hates him, but the man plays third base and he hits. I don't know. And we got McMahon.
You said it here, Andy. You said Yankees are bargain base. They're shopping at Dollarama or Dollar Tree because the Yankees have to be the smartest guys in the room.
That's it.
All anger aside and vitriol, I know you've gotten a haul from me, I'll tell you, but if we're just talking normally, the Yankees are basically all about trying to be the smartest team in the room. Like they want to try. They don't want to beat you with their money. They don't want to beat you with the power or their ability to go and get the best players. They don't want to do that. They want to beat you by proving that they're smarter than everybody else. So Brian Cashman has brought it down to their level to be like, look at me, I'm smarter than all of you guys. But all he's ended up doing is just embarrassing himself. Because his enormous resources.
Yeah.
He's got $330 million. It's a record payroll for the New York Yankees. $330 million. And honestly, half our lineup are bench guys. Half our lineup are bench guys. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Half our batting lineup are bench guys. And he's trying to prove that he's smarter than you. So he's gonna be the one that's gonna unlock Randall Grichuk. Right. What did he say in the offseason? Oh, we believe we're gonna unlock Ryan McMahon better than anyone ever has to this point. Right. All this shit is proving, he's trying to prove that he's smarter than all of you, and he just makes himself look dumb.
And when you think about how old that strategy, that mentality is, I mean, yeah, that's Moneyball. That's what Epstein did in Chicago. If you've read the book, it tells you the blueprint, exactly how he built those teams out of exactly what you're talking about. And Cashman believes in that. But that is not, that is proven to have limited viability. Go get a star now and then. You know, you need a viable mix of gambles. Your whole team can't be a freaking gamble.
That's what he's done.
Right. That's what he does. You go get Bregman. All right. Then I'd be willing to put up with a gamble at shortstop or whatever. I mean, you got to have this, you got to fill in solid somewhere. And that's what it seems like everything he's got is a project.
Right.
It's like
his
living
entire
on a
bullpen is a
construction
project.
site all the time.
You're spot on. His entire bullpen is a project.
Right.
His entire bullpen is reclamation projects. Our main setup man, Duvall, is a reclamation project from San Francisco. Right? The whole rest of the bullpen are reclamation projects. They're either failed starters or failed relievers from another organization. You put it in Matt Blake's pitching camp, and he's going to turn them all around because he's smarter than everybody else. Right. But by the way, our bullpen is one of the weakest areas of this team, by the way. Right? Because you can't have an entire bullpen of reclamation projects. It's just not smart. Okay? So you've got that. And then you look at half our batting lineup plus bench. It's entirely made up of bench players. Austin Wells is a platoon player. Let's be honest. Ryan McMahon is a platoon player. Let's be honest. Chisholm is a disaster class. Anyway, you've got shortstop. Caballero and Volpe, both platoon players. Okay? Doesn't matter. They're both platoon players. Our entire bench, Escara, Goldschmidt at 40 years old.
Yep.
Rosario, Grichuk, all just platoon guys, backups. There's a reason why they're backups, people. It means that they're not good enough to play every single day. By the way, another backup is Trent Grisham. And we're paying him $23 million. He's a fourth outfielder. He's been a fourth outfielder his entire career.
Yeah.
Apart from last year, where he had a career year, and Brian Cashman, the idiot, thought he was going to have another 30 home run season, like a complete moron. So that's half our lineup and an entire bench of platoon guys.
Yeah.
You can't win that way because you're screwing the one thing you have in your favor, Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge needs some protection. What's the protection for him in this lineup? Right? I mean, come on. Brian, you're not that stupid. I know you're not that smart, but you're definitely not that stupid. You can't possibly think that you can win this way. But he did, because he spent the entire offseason gaslighting us that we are bad fans and getting the people in the media to hold water for him. Michael Kay, Joel Sherman, everybody else that holds water for Brian Cashman, holds water for the Yankees, to attack Yankee fans that we're bad fans because we are upset with this product. Well, I'll say it again. I am upset with this product. Yeah. This is not a $330 million product. If this was a $200 million product, I'd be fine with it. I'd be like, 8-7, not bad. But when you've got a record payroll and you're the New York Yankees, I have to have higher standards. I'm sorry. So Brian Cashman tried to outsmart all of us and outsmart baseball, being like, I'm going to roll back the same stupid team that failed last year, and I'm going to prove how smart I am.
Right.
It's all about ego with him. It's all about ego with him. And until he moves off his job as general manager, this Yankee team will never win a World Series. With Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone at the helm, it's never going to happen. With the two of them, it's impossible. It is impossible. I'll say it again. It's an impossibility.
Yeah, and unless Cashman makes a decision to leave or dies, God forbid, he's a lifer. You know, I mean, I don't ever see the day when Hal says, I've had enough of Brian Cashman. You know, do you? I mean, I don't see Hal doing that.
I mean,
he might as well sell the team.
As Tass has pointed out, like, what has Brian Cashman proven since 2009? It's proven that he can't win without Stick Michaels' product, without Stick Michaels' guys, without Stick Michaels' Jeters and all these guys. It's proven that he can't do it.
Right.
Because since Jeter's retired, how many championships has Brian Cashman won?
Right.
None.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that Brian Cashman spends so much time talking about Derek Jeter to try and put him down. He's the only reason why you won any championships, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, piss all over the guy that helped you get all those championships. And then Brian Cashman's ego is the only thing that's keeping him going to this long. It's all about ego for him. It's not about competition. He's not trying to win. He's trying to win his way. If it was about winning, he would have kept Joe Girardi. He would have kept the class of 2017. But it's not. It's about winning his way. And when you try and win your way, you're going to lose. That's another lesson.
Yeah. You know what is funny is I was thinking while you were talking of this, of when I lived in Pittsburgh and the general manager was named Sid Thrift.
Right.
And what a perfect name that was for a pirate, not for a Yankees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A Yankees general manager has an entirely different kind of job. You would think that it would be you would think we would have Alex Bregman at third base. I mean, look at the pitching staff we've got. You would think we would have, if not Bregman, Arenado. Okay, if everyone's sick of Bregman, he just keeps coming to mind. We could throw Arenado over there, but I'm just saying, third basemen were around it for that taking. You know,
Manny Machado was another one he could have had years ago.
Manny Machado, right? And there's these weird rumors out there, vaguely under the surface, that Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to end up a Yankee somehow in some bizarre trade twist that, which I don't even know how that would benefit us. But anyway.
I mean, it would benefit us because he's actually a good player. But the thing is, I don't trust Brian Cashman to make that trade.
No, he's not going to.
Because he'll probably ask for a prospect that he's going to refuse to part ways with and then never use.
Right, exactly. That's so true. I mean, we've got
the most recent example was Kyle Tucker. We could have had Kyle Tucker for Luis Gil. What's Luis Gil now?
I know.
The Yankees don't even like him that much.
No.
He's probably going to be sent to the bench in order to bring up Cole and Rodon when they're ready.
Right.
But you could have had Kyle Tucker, but no, Brian Cashman doesn't part ways with prospects, doesn't want to use them. I mean, it's a tale as long as time.
It is. It is. No, you're right. That's
so
true.
They'll probably ask for I don't know, Oswaldo Cabrera for Fernando Tatis or something, and Brian Cashman will be like, nope, can't do it. Nope. I need to Oswaldo Cabrera just in case shit.
Right.
We'll need Anthony Volpe. I'm not parting ways with Anthony Volpe. Are you kidding me? He's elite. So I know Brian Cashman at this point. I know him better than he knows himself. So that's not.
Yeah.
I don't trust it's going to happen, I'm afraid. So, I mean, when we got Juan Soto, I think Hal Steinbrenner pushed for that to happen. Because I don't think Brian Cashman wanted to part ways with with that actual package. Yeah. Hal was just like, get it done.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I just don't trust Cashman. I mean, he's malfunctioning at his job. Let's get into this chat here. Dave Rice disagrees. Come on, Donald. That Tatis for Heel was a pipe dream. It's not a pipe dream. That is exactly what the package was. Stuff and Things backs me up. Pipe dream, that was true. Astros were willing to do that. We had multiple discussions about it, and shout out to Rob, because Rob was like, I make that trade every day. And actually, I was like, oh, no, we need Luis Gil. Little did I know what would happen, and Cam Schlittler would end up being better than Luis Gil, and then Luis Gil is more expendable. But you know what? I'm not paid to make those decisions. The Yankees are. They didn't make the right decision, and here we are. Because we need a Kyle Tucker. We need better players on this roster, and Brian Cashman's refused to do so. Half this roster hits, the other half don't. And it's only going to get worse.
I don't even think it's half.
No, you're right. It's more than half. It's almost 2/3. If you check out our schedule is a bear. We've got the Angels with Mike Trout. They don't classify as a bear, but they're having a pretty good start.
I was just going to say they just took 2 of 3 from the Reds.
Right. They're a good team. They could easily do some damage to us, right?
And Peraza hit a home run.
That's my boy. Good Peraza. There.
Peraza.
Shut up, Aaron Boone. Shut up, Brian Cashman. Good. I hope he absolutely cooks this series. So no, the Angels are pretty good. You got the Royals, but then after that, it is a gauntlet. It's like the Blue Jays, the Rays, the Texas Rangers, the Baltimore Orioles, the Rangers again, Jays again, then the Mets, and it is a gauntlet. And then the Brewers. By the end of May, we could be well below 500. It could.
Let's hope the pitching doesn't let that happen.
Well, I mean, the pitching's going to hold up, but again, there's too much pressure being put on our pitching as it stands because, I mean, look at how well Ryan Weathers pitched. He's not going to pitch like that very often. He went 8 innings with run, 1 ball, and they lost.
Yeah.
Right? Max Fried went 8 innings, gave up 3 runs, and that was a loss as well.
Well, and Cam yesterday, right?
Yeah, he was fine. He went 6 innings, 3 runs. That's a
quality start.
That's a quality start.
Yeah.
That's a loss. Basically, if you give up 3 runs, it's a loss.
Yeah.
You can't win that way. You can't win baseball games that way. It is getting pretty embarrassing. But, I mean, at the end of the day, this is exactly the roster that I was expecting to happen. That's why I was yelling about it all offseason. Most of us as a channel were yelling about this all offseason. But there were so many people that love to gobble up the Yankee bullshit and to say, oh, what are you angry about? This is what I'm angry about. This roster just doesn't work. Right? It just doesn't work. There's no upside to this roster. What is the upside? There is no upside here. The upside is they might win 90 games. They might make a wild card. Might get lucky and win the division, but they probably won't. And then they're going to get outed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario. So, and I'm supposed to be singing from the rooftops about that? No.
It's a business, Cashman just keeps it humming along and a stable. We don't want stable. We want, wins. We want mountains of wins that end up in championships. Forget humming along. That's boring.
Chris, what is your thoughts on Ryan McMahon?
I try never to think of him, and it makes me smoke more weed. No, I'm kidding. And I try to think as little of him as humanly possible. I mean, what's he doing for us on either side of the ball really that much? Is he flashing Gold Glove defense? I mean, not really. His offense is not even worth, talking about. What?
It's disgraceful.
He's disgraceful. He was a mistake, but when Cashman makes a mistake, he doubles down. So we're going to get so much more Ryan McMahon than we ever hoped for just because he's a mistake. And
well, Stevie B is like, Donald, are we having your awards? I'm wanting to hear Boone's rating and a Hicks award. Chris, should we do it? I was thinking, are we going to rant through the whole episode or should we do the awards? You know what? I can't let my fans down. I can't let them down.
You can't do it, Donald. You've got to go forward.
We got to go forward. All right. Back by popular demand will be Donald's awards. All right, let's get cooking. Let me find the little graphic wherever the hell that is.
You're so much more adept than I am at using this.
I need a producer. That's what I need. And we got
yeah, we do. We need a producer.
Yeah, if anyone wants to be a producer on our show, hit us up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have actually a whole we have got so many contributors. We got thousands of different graphics. I can't even fucking find it. Uncle Tats, where are you when we need you, my guy? Where the fuck is it? Anyway, I can't fucking find it. Right, let's just get into it. Let's start with Donald's awards. Let's start with the MVP. No fucking MVP. No MVP for me.
Ben Rice.
We got swept. Can we really give an MVP?
You're right. But if there were an
MVP over getting swept, no, I can't.
You're right.
I can't. Well, I'll give Ben Rice the low-key MVP.
We'll give him the low-key. Good choice.
Yes. Ben Rice gets the low-key.
Yes, he does.
He was the only dude that...
Because he's like the only one doing anything.
He was the only dude that hit.
He is. He's the only one hitting.
Look at his numbers.
I am. I'm looking at him right now, and it's
read him out. Read him out.
Incredible. The Yankees hitting. It's pathetic. It's just pathetic beyond Rice. Even Judge.
Chris, what's his stats? Read out his stats for our viewers.
Well, what I wrote, this is from something else though. What I've got is that Ben Rice is second in walks. He's fourth in BABIP. And this is in the league. He's second in OBP, second in slug. He's second in WRC plus. Jesus. And 10th in WAR, 12th in average at 341. And number one is I think is Ronald Acuna for most of those categories, if I'm not mistaken. That if Rice isn't 2 or 1, then Acuna is. But Ben Rice is like the offense.
Oh, I fucking finally found it. I know. It's real. Okay, the low key. We're gonna go with Ben Rice. Ben Rice is absolutely insane. He's absolutely stupendous. He is definitely the low key. Okay, the clutch award. I'm giving the clutch award to Caballero because he came up. He hit like 3 RBIs. Now we are legit. Exactly, the awards are officially legit. 3 RBIs in a clutch RBI that could have won us the game, but no, the Yankees had to yank it and still lose. But I'm still giving Caballero the award because he's the only guy that came through in the clutch at one point.
Yeah,
he's had a horrible year, but for that game, he was really good. So he gets the clutch award. Chris,
I have no clutch. What clutch? I get that. I mean, that's a minor clutch, but could someone please hit the winning run? How about that? Or just the tying run? Let's get some fucking offense.
Or field your position.
Or field your position, right? So clutch. Absolutely no one comes to mind. And I can't help that. I just can't this time.
No, yeah. I mean, you can't really argue. Stevie B says Judge. 2-run home run.
I thought about that.
Was it really clutch, though? it kept us alive, but it wasn't really clutch.
Yeah, I thought about that. If it had been the winning run.
Judge is getting too much of a break anyway. He's been terrible this series, apart from that home run. He even let a ball drop in front of him in right field, like you did,
and didn't get too much crap for it either.
No. Nor should he, but honestly, no one's locked in. No one. Absolutely nobody is locked in right now. Apart from Ben Rice. So, I'm not giving Aaron Judge any awards. Jesus.
No.
Okay, so that's the clutch done. Pitching award. The pitching was pretty good. I mean, you can't really argue with it. Who would get your award, Chris?
Fried. Every time. I love the guy. I just love him. Yeah. And if I can just throw in some pitching stats, not necessarily just Fried, but the Yankee pitching staff is the highlight right now, I think. They're first in first in earned runs allowed. That is in a good way. They're in home runs. They've allowed the fewest home runs. Second fewest base on balls. They're first in home runs per 9. First in ground ball rate, first in a third in fly ball rate, and first in FIP. So there are some highlights for the pitching staff. So they are, that's all good.
Could you imagine if our pitching was only average?
No. We would not. We would be having a very, an under 500 conversation right now.
Well, we're only one game above.
Right.
If the pitching was even average, we'd be 1 or maybe be 2 and like 13 or something. I don't know how many games we played. That's how bad it is. Yeah, we'd be like 2 and 13 if we had just average pitching. That's how bad our offense is right now.
Yeah.
It is really that severe because I'm trying to think of like how many games this year where every component came together, where the pitching was good and the offense was good and the bullpen was good. I'll be honest, it was game 1. Game 1. That was the only time I can think where the offense was like legit.
Yeah.
Apart from that, like Issy says we'd be 4-11. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 and 13, 4 and 11. It'd be bad. That's how bad we are right now. We are very, very lucky. We've had superb pitching, but we're only a game above 500. It tells you everything that's wrong right now. So the pitching award, I'm giving it to Max Fried too. I mean, I can't really disagree with you. I thought Max Fried was a wizard on the mound.
Yeah. I
mean, he went 8 innings and he cruised. Just the way he pinpoints pitches, the way he's like a Picasso on the mound. I keep saying it. The guy is a good pitcher.
He's a pleasure.
No, he is. He really is. We got a comment from someone a little bit different this time. Salute to you, 13-bar performance. Thank you for joining the show. Dominguez, Bellinger, Judge, Rice, Stanton, Jazz needs to be your everyday 1 through 6. 2 Gold Glovers beside Dominguez to help him in center, but we know they are not sitting $22 million on the bench. But that's the problem. The Yankees never admit their mistakes because that makes a whole lot of sense. I probably wouldn't have Jazz batting 6th just because I think that he is a massive problem. But I totally get what you're saying. I've been actually thinking about Bellinger leading off because he's not really an elite power guy, but what he does is he hits the ball the other way really well. He has very smart, professional at bats. He walks. He gets deep pitch counts, and his numbers have been fine.
Right.
I would have Dominguez. I would have Bellinger as your leadoff guy. Then I would have Judge after Bellinger. I would just have everybody moving up, and then I'd have Rice after Judge, just kind of similar to what Barr is saying there. I'd just move everybody up, and then Stanton after him.
What a black hole when they had
your best hitters, basically in a block, right? And that's probably what I would do. But let's be honest. Mac Miles. Chisholm. Amen. Anyway, no, he doesn't. But I'm just trying to make the most of his talents, and his talents have been pretty obvious. Like, if he sees a gap in the infield, he'll hit it through that gap. Like, he's just one of those smart professional hitters. We probably don't have enough of those guys on the roster. I think that would be ideal at the top of the lineup, and then have Aaron Judge after him, and then have Ben Rice after him. Or you could have Ben Rice after Bellinger, but I think you probably want to space it out. You probably want to have lefty, righty, lefty. So I think I would do that. Bellinger leading off, Judge batting second, Ben Rice batting third, Stanton cleaning up. I think that would help this lineup a little bit. And then you would need to call up Dominguez. I do agree with that. I would have Dominguez play left field and have Bellinger play center, because I want Bellinger to be captaining the outfield, Judge in right field. I think that would work. I would just get Grisham out, kick him out. Honestly, 22 million men on the bench. Do it. At the end of the day, you got to do something. You got to get Dominguez up, man. He's raking in AAA. I don't care what he can do in left field. His offense we need help offensively.
Right.
Anyway, we've done the pitching award. Right, here we go. The good stuff. Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone out of 10. I love Spencer Jones stuff. Yeah, I agree. Aaron Boone out of 10, Chris.
Aaron Boone out of 10. I mean, on a good day, I give him a 1. So, how about out of 10, 1? Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think that he's a good in-game manager. I don't think he's good with reacting. I don't think he makes the right decisions about personnel. But then again, I do realize he's acting that it's a liability what he's got to work with. But that's no excuse for the 9 whatever years we've been putting up with him. Nothing's changed in that amount of time. And I frankly think the brand of baseball that's produced with him as the manager is about the most boring baseball that there is. Despite Judge hitting 63 home runs, what else? No. Boone, he's not my choice for anything but a 1.
Say it louder for those in the upper deck, Chris.
Yeah, that's Boone.
Please repeat what you just said. What kind of standard of baseball do they play?
Boring.
Absolutely. Boring.
Yep.
The way they play is boring and unwatchable. It is disgusting. There's no enthusiasm, no athleticism, no effort. They look like they can't be bothered. You got players on the field just screwing everything up and then yawning about it. You got players, got Jazz Chisholm who just blew a game and he just spat on the field and then just walked off. Nobody cares. Nobody freaking cares.
How about a bunt now and then? A hit and run.
I'm going to lay it down with one. You saw how much it meant to those Rays players? Everything meant everything to them.
Exactly.
Yep. Give me that dude Simpson at the top of the order. How nice would that be? That dude's that guy's a monster. Guys doesn't have power, but he hits to all fields and he runs like freaking, he runs like a freaking 100-meter athlete. He just bang, he's off. I'd tap that in the top of my lineup, but no, Brian Cashman has other. It's just, it's not fun. This team is not fun. There's nothing fun about it. It's just like a job. You just look like just dudes that are just playing like for fun, just because they've just come out of a long, hard day's working in a bank. That's what they play like.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a softball league that they're playing, and it's like, oh, I'm exhausted. I've been playing 9 to 5. I'm working 9 to 5 in a bank, and I'm tired. I'm just gonna throw around ball with my buddies. That's the way that the Yankees play. Yeah. There's no attention to detail, no effort, nobody runs around, a lot of yawning. It's start this team. I can't stand this team that I root for. Can't stand it.
I think it was in when this right for opening day, Judge sent around as captain, wanting everyone to wear suits, and I feel like
Yes.
that right there, let's be business like, and but on the which is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you want them to be when they're between the lines, business like. On the other hand, there's got to be more to life than what we're experiencing as Yankee baseball right now. And I mean, where's the excitement in the just the strategies of the game, the chess matches between managers? With Boone, it's just it's like that Bugs Bunny cartoon where they just come up to the plate and keep going around like in a circle without any without any personality, or there's nothing that makes this team stand out or makes it be anything other than it's not the Yankee team that I thought I was falling in love with. That's for sure. Not
to follow your thinking. I just imagined like Aaron Boone versus the Blue Jays manager, Kevin Cash and Alex Cora. Do you know what it'd be like? It'd be like Ben and Jerry cartoon. It'd be like a Ben and Jerry cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
And you know which one is the mouse in this scenario, right? It's Aaron Boone, man. He constantly gets his ass kicked. Against managers that actually know how to manage the game. That's not Boone's forte, man. No. And I can hear Brian Cashman yell and scream and cry about it all he wants. The truth is, that's the truth. That ain't his forte. His forte is kind of what we do. He's a very good talker, brilliant at it. But at the end of the day, in terms of like the fundamentals of the game, keeping your players interested, keeping your players locked in,
developing players,
managing a bullpen, managing a bench. Can you imagine Aaron Boone doing any of that? No, because he's been trying to do it since 2018 and he can't do it. So, sorry. Tom and Jerry, Ben and Jerry. All right. You know what I was talking about. Anyway, let's move on. We've you've given him 1 out of 10. I'm giving him a 0. I'm giving him Grishik's batting average. I'm giving him Jazz Chisholm's IQ. I'm giving him Jazz Chisholm's future contract. 0. That's what Aaron Boone gets. 0.
And he's earned it.
He's earned it. He's earned a big fat 0. His behavior with Randall Grichuk is an affront to Yankee fans.
It is.
He has no idea what he's doing with his kid. I don't know why he's obsessing over this man. It's just the same as Pablo Reyes. He has no idea how to manage a bench.
Right.
He has no idea why Goldschmidt is on this roster, because he doesn't plan on using him in any pinch hit at bats, even though he
doesn't know how to use them.
Righties. He has no idea what he's doing.
Well, I just had a thought, Donald. Let me ask you this. Do you think, Boone's been accused of being a puppet, of taking orders from, and not doing his own lineups, etc. I mean, Grichuk certainly makes you think again that he is following directives of some kind. I know he probably isn't, but I mean, it would make sense that he doesn't know what to do with them since it's not his guy. Cashman's basically gets these guys and then believes in them, but that doesn't mean Boone does. But he's stuck with them.
Yes. No, I don't doubt that. Maybe there's a very good chance that Aaron Boone's a good manager. He's just not been allowed.
No, I don't think that's asking too much.
All right. Okay. I'm still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know how good a manager Aaron Boone is. I really don't. Because
I'll tell you what, this could be a very good team, and it was a very good team for what, 8 games? And Boone doesn't know why they win when they win, and he doesn't know why they lose when they lose. He doesn't have, I don't think, an overarching philosophy of what he does. I don't feel like he has a coherent style or system that he operates from. If you hear like real managers talk, like in their head, they have like a world, and it plays out on the field. Like they bring their experience, their knowledge to the game.
Yeah, like you mentioned Madden, Buck Showalter, Joe Torre, Bobby Cox. The list goes on. And
Bruce
how about Joe
Bochy?
Girardi? Joe Girardi had better excuses for Aaron Boone than Aaron Boone had excuses for himself.
Right. Yeah.
And there's some rumors that Joe Girardi actually called out the modern Yankees a little bit on air, but unfortunately, I just can't listen to the S Network right now. I can't listen to the El Yankees Zero Network. I've been actually watching the other teams' announcers because I just can't listen to Kay bloviate about how great this Yankee team is. I just can't do it.
I can't stand Michael Kay. I hate him.
He lost me after his behavior online against Yankee fans. He's completely lost me. I would love to know what exactly Joe Girardi said. I think he was pretty critical of some things, but you guys can let me know. Otherwise, I have no clue. Anyway, I'm still giving Aaron Boone a 0. The big reason why I'm giving him a 0 is because he tried to gaslight us. That Jazz Chisholm knows the rules of the game. He says, he's not dumb. I think he knows the rule. I mean, what does that even mean? Also, they just don't know the rules of the game. No one covers the right back. I just look back to 2024. What did the Dodgers call it? Yankee defense. Nothing has changed in 2 years. It's still Yankee defense in a mocking way. In the mocking way possible. Yankee defense. It's because they don't play any defense.
Right.
They don't know what bag to cover. They don't know what happens when a bunt is placed. They sure as hell don't know what to do with a sacrifice squeeze. They don't know anything about anything. They're just dumb. A collection of dudes that are just playing it like it's a part-time beer softball league. That's the way that the Yankees play under Aaron Boone. And there's no wonder Chris is bored. I'm freaking bored. I can barely watch it. It's unwatchable. So Boone gets a 0. He doesn't know how to manage a bullpen. Doesn't know how to manage a bench. He doesn't know how to manage his players. He can't hold any players accountable. How have you not held Jazz Chisholm accountable for his disgusting antics this season? Jazz's antics have been nothing short of a disgrace for any professional in any walk of life. He's making a complete fool of himself and the organization and his manager for defending him. He's making a complete fool out of himself. And he's making a fool out of the fans who pay to watch him. And Jazz just continues to keep playing every day like nothing. It's disgusting. I feel sick just even thinking about it. 0 out of 10 for Aaron Boone. Let's move on to the L. I mean, there's a whole bunch of L's. I mean, we just got swept by the freaking Rays.
Wow.
Chris, who's your L?
My L, let me think about that for 1 second because there are so many. You know what? I know this is going to be unpopular and you might not deserve it, but everybody who knows me knows how much I am a big Judge fan, but I'm disappointed. I'm not just disappointed in what's happening, what he's doing on the field. That's on, but he's not leading. He's not a leader. As a captain, I did think that the team would reflect more of what we know Judge stands for, which is, hard work, the dedication, the grind. I mean, this is a man who worships Gardy. That says a lot about the mentality of Aaron Judge. But it doesn't say anything about how Aaron Judge communicates to, as a captain to those around him, except through example, which probably is the best way to do it. Grown men, I mean, a grown man doesn't really need or shouldn't need Judge to stand and tell him that, how important the Yankee legacy is, or that you're repping the tradition of Babe Ruth over here. Watch what you say. So I'm a little disappointed just overall in Judge, but I wouldn't necessarily call him a loser. But I'd have to say it's a dip. It's a serious dip, just for the moment.
Let's say hi to J-Man in the chat. What's up, J-Man? Thank you for hopping on the chat. You're cooked right there, Chris. I mean, I'm trying to think about this rationally with Aaron Judge because I realize that this is his personality. He's more of a, he's more of a quiet leader. He's more about letting his play do the talking on the field, and he certainly does know what it means to be a Yankee. He takes it very, very seriously. He does take his job seriously and his role very seriously. I don't doubt that. And he is one of the only shining lights in a pretty trash can organization right now. He is one of the only bright spots about it, apart from the pitching staff. But that being said, when you're the captain of the Yankees, there are expectations that are even above, and it's very hard. That's why I wouldn't have recommended giving him that captaincy, because how can you even possibly emulate Derek Jeter? He personified everything about being a captain. He personified everything about being a winner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be like wearing Michael Jordan's jersey or Kobe Bryant's jersey. I mean, it's very hard to take on the mantle of someone who just personified everything about what that organization means.
Yeah.
And Jeter was that. And for people that are younger that maybe didn't appreciate Jeter and only looked at his stats, well, he only hit 300, but he didn't hit any home runs. That's like a lot of the modern people love to do.
Yeah.
You don't know what he personified. He personified greatness. He personified that every single time that he actually said it himself. He's like, he played like it was the first time somebody's ever watched him play. That's how he played, because he wanted to prove himself. He wanted to show everyone that were paying money to go see him that he was going to put on a show and he was going to play the game hard every single time that ball reached him, or that time that he was up at the plate. He would play his ass off. He would never take a play off. He would run out every ground ball. That was just something that he personified, and he knew what it took to win. He always came through. For me, he's my hero. He's my absolute hero. Judge is not my hero. I think Judge is just a good player, a very good player. He's not my hero. Jeter is a hero because he just came through heroically all the time. He had that touch of magic about him, and we miss him.
He was consistently always Jeter.
But the thing was, he would never stand for what's going on around him. He would never stand for a general manager doing things that were basically against what the Yankees are about. It's because it's all about ego with Brian Cashman. Jeter would never stand for that. Jeter would never stand for a manager who would just go and feed people ice cream and then sing Kumbaya. Do you think Jeter would stand for that? Absolutely not. And he would never stand for a bunch of players around him that are yawning on the field, that don't know the fundamentals, that are throwing the ball left, right, and center and don't give a shit. Jeter would never stand for that. But Aaron Judge does. Aaron Judge defends all of that. And that's where Aaron Judge has to be better. That's where he has to be a better leader. That's where he's not stepping up. Because Judge has unbelievable power in this organization, more than Jeter had, by the way. Because when Jeter was around, we had all kinds of superstars. We had Gary Sheffield, we had A-Rod, we had Roger Clemens, we had Andy Pettitte, we had all kinds of stars, right? But with this team, it's just Judge, right?
Yeah.
So Judge has a lot of power and a lot of sway, but he doesn't use his power and he uses sway in the right way. He just keeps his mouth shut and this is the good teammate. You have to be more than that.
Yeah.
Like when he saw Jazz Chisholm screwing up and then spitting on the field and then just walking off like he didn't give a fuck, Judge should have been honest in his fucking face, giving him shit right there in the field. That's what you need to do as a leader, as a captain. Whether it's popular or not, whether you're going to win friends or not, it's not about winning friends. It's about winning championships. Right. And that's where Judge has gotten wrong because he likes to hang around with his friends.
Yeah.
As I say, the Yankees treat this like it's a beer softball league after they've done a 9-5. Yeah. Like they need to take this seriously, and they just don't. So I like your L. I think it's good. My L, I'm going to give it to Randall Grichuk. I mean, this guy is he's just like Pablo Reyes. He's just like, as I said in the Yankified episode that I did, and if you haven't watched it before, check it out. I said this is the same story, just with a different cast. And this is what this Yankee team is. There's always the same storyline. Last year, Pablo Reyes was a joke. This year's Randall Grichuk, that's the joke. You know, previous years, Aaron Hicks was the joke. This year, Jazz Chisholm's the joke. You know, previous years, we didn't have a third baseman because no one knew how to play third base. Josh Donaldson personified that. This year, it's Ryan McMahon. It's the same story, just with a different cast. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? I'm just giving the L to Brian Cashman. Fuck Randall Grichuk. I'm giving the L to Brian Cashman because he did this to us. How dare he? How dare he? The balls on him to roll back exactly the same flawed roster that lost last year, then gaslight his fan base and tell us that it's our fault, that we're spoiled. How dare you? How dare you? Just how dare you? Brian Cashman gets the L. Yeah. Okay. The final award before we sign off for this episode. The final award, you know who it is. The Aaron Hicks Award, but it soon may well be the Jazz Chisholm Award or the McMahon Award or the Ryan McMahon Award or the Aaron Boone Award, the Brian Cashman Award or the Randall Grichuk Award.
It's got to be the Jazz Chisholm Award.
It might be the Jazz Chisholm Award.
I love it.
Who's your Aaron Hicks?
Oh my God, who's my Aaron Hicks? Let's see. Well, I mean, if it's not Jazz, it's let's see. I would say, well, I mean, it's Jazz. It just is. He's a dumbass, and his mouth. I just cannot believe that the Yankees allow him, haven't mediafied him so that he doesn't say the things he says. So I'm sorry, but yeah, he's bad.
Tie between Jazz and Boone, I like that. Jazz and Yankee backs, killing men's hearts, a whole team of Aaron Hicks. Yeah, that's really funny. You know what? That's what Brian Cashman is like. He's like, you know what? I really miss Aaron Hicks. I loved him. I gave him a 10-year contract for doing absolutely squat all. I wish we could have a whole team of Aaron Hicks. Bingo! 2026. That's Brian Cashman. Yeah. He loved him some Aaron Hicks, and now he's got a whole team.
He did. He loved Aaron Hicks.
Oh, he loved him some Hicks.
Oh my God.
Hicks was batting 100. He's like, "Hey, Aaron, would you like a 10-year contract?"
Right.
Oh my God. Shout out to Cardiac Knicks. Let's go Knicks. That might be the only Knicks. That might be the only New York team that makes the playoffs this year. $320 million roster that needs major help is evidence of how good Cashman is at being a GM. Exactly. $330 million, and half this roster are bench players, if not more. Yeah, exactly. Jazz never admits when he's wrong.
No.
Ever. And that leads to my Aaron Hicks Award, Jazz Chisholm. Problem is, Jazz Chisholm never, ever, ever, ever takes accountability for anything that he does on the field. Let's look at the previous examples. Let's look at last year when he got caught on the base paths on a pop-up between first and second base, and he ran himself out of the inning. How did he explain that afterwards? He went, "I played here." What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, I played here? It doesn't matter where you play. If it's a pop-up between first and second, you stay on that bag. What are you trying to do? The rules don't change just because you played somewhere. What are you trying to achieve? Took no responsibility. And then he said, as Healing Men's Hearts quotes, "I'd do it again." And that's what the Yankees are. If you want a tagline for the Yankees, it's not Ret BX. It's hashtag "I do it again." That's what the Yankees are.
Brilliant.
That's what the Yankees are. Hashtag "I do it again." Oops, I did it again. Britney Spears. That's what the Yankees are. They just keep saying, they keep doing dumb shit and then going, "I do it again." And then Aaron Boone just allows this all to happen. So Jazz Chisholm, gets himself thrown out of the game. "I do it again." He gets caught yawning on the field in the playoffs. "I'm always tired." Oh! and then this year, he got caught in the base pass because he was fricking around with his base stealing glove, and he forgot to keep his foot on the bag.
Yeah.
Aaron Boone didn't find a problem with that. Of course not.
No, he didn't.
No issues. Absolutely fine. Just Jazz being Jazz. Well, Jazz can be Jazz all the way to us being out of the frickin' playoffs, because that's what's going to happen if you continue to allow this to happen under your watch, you frickin' moron. So then, what did Jazz do on a routine ground ball? Oh, he took his time and he allowed the runner to be safe at first. And then we got to the point where this series, we're not even getting to his bat. I'm just talking about all the stupidity on the field. I'm not even talking about his bat, where he has 0 home runs and he has a 100 batting average and he has a 40 OPS plus and he has 300 OPS and he can't get on base. He has like a 200 on base percentage. I'm not even getting to his bat because he does so many stupid things on the field. And that's why he's such an unlikable person. Because the thing is, you can go through slumps. We've all watched baseball long enough to understand slumps happen. You're going to get cold at times where it's not convenient and you don't know when you're going to be cold. You don't know when you're going to be hot. But one thing that you can control is your attitude on the field, your attitude on the bases, your attitude when you're playing defense, and your overall attitude when you're playing the game. That's one thing you can control. You can't control if you're going to be hot or cold. That's just sometimes pure luck, right? And a lot of effort, hard work. But one thing that you can control is the way that you play on the field and the way that you represent your organization. And Jazz doesn't do that.
No,
it's all about Jazz. It's all about Jazz. And he is a personification of everything that's broken about the Yankees right now. So I don't even need to talk about his offense.
No.
By him saying 50-50, he's basically assured himself of a 0-0 season. Like, he's absolutely useless.
Yeah.
And as soon as you F with the baseball gods, they're going to kick your ass. And that's what he's getting. And I hope he enjoys it. But his behavior on the field, his lack of accountability for anything, and the manager's lack of accountability for him is the reason why we're in this spot.
Yep.
And I have no sympathy for him. And I really don't care what happens to him. I hope he goes. I hope he gets traded. I hope he gets benched. I hope he's out of this organization because he's not a likable baseball player. And I'm completely done with him. I actually quite liked him last year, despite a lot of this shit. But to play like this, how dare you? Get him out.
Get him out.
50 embarrassing moments. I mean, I've only touched on a couple of those embarrassing moments. He's had dozens. I mean, didn't even mention the point when there was a bunt and he evacuated second base and then he had to run back to second base because he left it completely open. He doesn't have a clue what's going on.
None.
God, it's frightening. Anyway, Aaron Hicks is Jazz Chisholm. Chris, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. The Angels are no walk in the park. Watch out. Kikuchi is hold on, let me look at my notes. Kikuchi had some success recently. So I think anyway, no, Kikuchi, we should be able to beat his ass.
Oh, okay.
looking at my notes, he's 0-2 with a 6.75 ERA and a 1.77 WHIP.
All right.
But he lost. His last loss was to the Braves, though. The Braves they'll probably beat us, but we should win, but we probably won't.
Yeah, it's hard to call this series, but one thing I know is we're in for a gauntlet. Yeah, Healing Man's Hearts is right. Baseball is the most humbling sport. That's why it's beautiful. Exactly.
That's why we love it.
Do you know what? And what your point is, that's why it's beautiful. The way that Jazz disrespects this sport is why I disrespect him. Because baseball is a beautiful sport. Why not study it? Why not learn it? Why not learn the fundamentals? Why not learn all the beautiful, weird and wonderful rules, and just so you're ahead of the curve? But he doesn't care, you know? And if you love baseball, he wouldn't disrespect it by calling his own shot before the season even started. Because nobody does that. Judge has never done that. Reggie Jackson never did that. Shohei Ohtani's never done that. The greatest players never do that shit.
Right.
Because they never disrespect the sport.
Exactly.
And as J-Man says, he's busy browsing Instagram. Well, I hope he browses across this episode and he learns something. On that note, thank you so much for everybody that's watching now. We do have one request. It is free to watch us, but please hit the like button. We need to get the likes up. If you get the likes up, then more people are going to watch it. Then the algorithm's going to say, oh, hey, you guys should check out the Pinstripe Chronicles. And then good things happen. So everybody that's watched, I ask you to hop on YouTube and hit that like button. It only takes you 1 second. Whether you completely agree with us or not, we've given you an hour and 40 minutes of our absolute passion for this organization. So please give us one little thing in return and hit that like button. And let's keep the lights on. But on that note, wear your pinstripes with pride and play hard. And please play harder than Jazz Chisholm.